At the end of 2021 or thereabouts, my life was nothing short of being a mess. My interests were partying, having fun, eating junk food and practicing zero discipline. I had no interest in physical fitness, nor did I know anything about it. I did, although, know how much alcohol I can drink in one night and how many cheeseburgers and kebabs I can consume in a week. I was going absolutely nowhere. I was happy. I had friends and family members surrounding me, and no one was concerned about my lifestyle. I was comfortable. As time went by, I had times I was alone. I had times where I only had myself, and I was the judge of my life. I had no one to tell me that this is okay, that I should be happy being 20 kilograms over my healthy body weight, that it's okay to consume all the unhealthy. But seeing myself in the mirror, I couldn't be more upset. Walking by the mirror, looking at myself, something changed. Something clicked in my head. I had a small voice in my head telling me, stop, you need to change. How long are you going to keep looking at yourself in the mirror like this? Are you this weak? After all these conversations in my head, I went to my number one supporter, my brother-in-law, Arnas. When I first met Arnas years back, I always looked at him as a dedicated, strong and driven person. Most importantly, I seen him as this unobtainable figure that you would find in your gym. Arnas had the opposite battle to me. He struggled with being skinny until he said enough, and ever since then, he has become tied to the gym to this day. Arnas never doubts anyone. He would always help and motivate someone who shows that they are genuinely interested in something. He was a person that I didn't have growing up in my life. I needed someone that believes in me when I say I will do something. I spoke to Arnas and I said that I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to change. And he helped me. We went to the gym properly for the first time in my life. After a long talk on the drive home, and after looking at myself in the mirror longer and longer, I decided I am going to give it all. And so I began going to the gym myself. The first thing that really caught on to me was that I was pretty good at deadlifts. I enjoyed the feeling of accomplishment when I lifted heavy weights, and I felt like I was actually good at something in the gym. So I explored other aspects, such as squats, bench press and other stuff. After going for a month or so, I seen some progression, but it wasn't enough. Of course, during my initial stages of going to the gym, I tried to avoid drinking alcohol and avoid eating sweets, but my bad habits were too strong and I was still gaining body fat and weight. I needed to do something about this because I was quickly losing motivation. I was recommended to try out a program that was tailored by a bodybuilder named Piers Johnson. I checked out his Instagram and he was the real deal. I messaged him and I wanted to get this program. I was given a price on the program and I automatically said to myself, no, I couldn't afford this. I was a college student. But Arnas convinced me otherwise. He said, if you spend this money you can't afford, then you will certainly not cheat on the diet. And so I got this plan from Piers. I got the diet, and all I had to do was work out, eat what I'm told, and check in twice a week. The first pictures I sent was not pretty. I was in horrible form. When I sent those photos to Piers, I said I will not send a picture to him that will be worse than the ones I sent now. I was dedicated. I couldn't stop now. I truly expected worse. Piers really stepped up with his diet. I loved every bit of the food I ate and always looked forward to the next meal. Of course, the first 2 weeks were extremely difficult, but I held on until I wasn't bothered by the diet anymore. It was just habit. Of course, the cravings came and went, but I held on, and I started to slowly lose weight. On the flip side, I was completely fired up in the gym. Weights went up faster than ever, and I was hitting PR after PR. I was dedicated and the most disciplined I have ever became. I was hooked.
I said who, yeah, I didn't know. Listen, I said I was born ready. I said I was born
All the runs, all the gym work and eating right, I was losing weight rapidly. I was losing almost a kilogram every week off my body weight. I took off and I never looked back. I remember looking at myself in the mirror and seeing a change. It was like an addiction. I couldn't stop now. I couldn't be the same person I was before. I lost a grand total of 18 kilograms off my body weight, and I was never the same person again.
Like, why you talking on the man? Whatever you were saying, I just couldn't understand. Whatever you were thinking, I don't really give a damn. I swear to God, I'll tell you all again that I was born ready. Yeah, I said I was.
During the course of me losing weight, I decided that I'd like to try a sport that I always found extremely impressive as a non-gym goer: weightlifting. Weightlifting is a sport where an athlete lifts weight from the ground to above their head in two different movements: the snatch and the clean and jerk. I wanted to try it out. Once I started doing it, I realized my form was very bad and I needed help immediately before I hurt myself. I done my research and received help online and began training. I was on and off with the sport. I only done a little bit until 3 months from this video's release date. This is a sport I see myself doing good in, and I will never return to the same person I was before. I will never feel insecure about my body. I will never show no dedication to myself. I will never fall again. Weightlifting was a sport that I truly began to show my potential. I was naturally strong and flexible. It didn't take me long to begin showing somewhat decent technique. I started lifting heavier and heavier, and my love for the sport just exploded. I am hoping to compete in the future and win podiums, although I think it's too late for me to be in the Olympics. It's not too late for me to show great impact.